Welcome back to In the Hall, everyone. Episode 14. Hope you're having a great Monday. I'm recording this right now on a Sunday night. So whether you're getting up early to head into work, listening to the show, or maybe you just woke up and it's 1 PM and you got the bong in your hand and you're about to rip it again. You know, we accept all members of the Hall. So we appreciate you being here. I got to see the graph. There's a little feature on this app I use. It shows you where your audience is. So we got people from England. We got a few listeners in Africa. We got Germany on the map. So shout out to everyone globally. I think it's pretty cool that I can reach people without having to be on stage, since that's kind of on the back burner right now. So thank you guys. I'm enjoying the show growing. We got the new camera. The YouTube is getting better. So if you guys like the video versions, it'll be up there. And yeah, I'm feeling good, man. I'm glad I'm getting a good response from episode 14. Hopefully that made up for the debacle that was episode 13. And I didn't really sleep well, and we were traveling for 17 hours. So kind of just stumbled through that one, even though I had some good ideas. Kind of wasted some topics with the low energy. But, we're here, episode 14. Went to church this morning. That's always good. I like to get a good message in, You can always apply something that they preach about to your life, whether you take it literally, metaphorically, but there's something about as soon as I get back to my car, I just forget that I got a good Christian word in. Something about traffic will make you forget your religious or any of your moral values. We're leaving the church and it was all about today was all about patience and understanding. And then as soon as I grab the steering wheel, I'm just like, this son of a bitch wants to cut me off. Oh, you're like, what would Jesus do? Probably T-bone them into a ditch for not using their turn signal. That is a 2020 Mercedes. You're telling me the Germans build supercars and they don't put turn signals in them? Then I realized I haven't even left the parking lot of the church yet. The turn signal thing, that's got to stop. It's right there. It's on the left. Tell people where you're going. All right. Especially if I'm waiting for you and you turn. Oh, you turn when I could have went the whole time. Yeah. People think Trump's a dictator. Yeah, if I was in office, people would be getting thrown into vans for not using their turn signal. I'd make you work at the blinker factory for the rest of your days. You would just hear tuk, 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 tuk. That'd be the sound in the shop. Anyway, man, has anybody else seen the mountain of candy at these stores, these big retail stores, Target, Walmart? Everybody is piling candy from floor to ceiling as if kids are trick-or-treating this year. Maybe in certain states, but candy companies are lining the aisles, praying that the country is opening. No one wants the country open more than a CEO of a candy company right now, okay? The CEO of Sour Worms is probably face down in a mountain of Coke, panicking because October is one of the few months where they can really drive up revenue by having an army of kids go door to door dressed as Spider-Man, begging for candy. I bet the VP of Twix is probably shoving a hooker into the trunk of his car because he accidentally choked her out in a fit of rage when he saw that the candy sales dipped compared to last year. He was probably choking her while yelling, "The kids are already wearing masks with their costume." And she's like, "I know, you're choking me." Yeah, man. The CEOs of candy companies are probably, this is a big month for them. This is the month where you can buy the yacht. You can buy the mansion. Some were probably going for the island this year. They were stepping it up. Let me see the numbers here. See, Halloween is important for Candy sales. Here we go. The enthusiasm is good news for candy companies, which rely on a 10-week Halloween period for a nearly 14% of their annual $36 billion in U.S. sales. Isn't that disgusting? We eat, as an American society, $36 billion worth of candy. And a piece of chocolate's like 10 cents. So you do the math. All right? I've definitely added to this 36 billion with the amount of chocolate-covered bullshit that I eat. Here we go. Halloween is the biggest holiday for the year for candy makers, followed closely by Christmas and Easter. Valentine's Day is a distant fourth. Yeah, so they only got a few days to pump out the sales. Oh, man. Yeah, that's probably not a good time to be in the candy business. But, people are home anyway. They're probably going to eat just as much, even if they don't go outside. I always hated Halloween. Never been a fan. It's like, why would you want haunted and spooky shit? It's like, isn't life already scary enough? You got to put fangs in and fake blood. It's an excuse for half the females just to become whores. I'm going to be a sexy bunny. It's like, no, you're a whore. You're just using this as your one day to make an excuse to be one. Never liked it, dude. Kids coming up to, hey, trick or treat. It's like, hey, get a job. Okay, go mow someone's yard. Don't ask me for Twix. It's like $4. Go down and get a pack of them. Fucking bums. What are you? Oh, I'm a ghost. No, you have a sheet over your head. Okay, ghosts are invisible. Get off my doorstep. Who are you? I'm Batman. Oh, really? Why's your mom standing in my driveway then? Okay, Batman is an orphan. Get off my lawn. I don't know. Trick-or-treating was cool as a kid before pedophiles and kidnapping and people putting razor blades in apples. By the way, don't ever take an apple. Dude, someone in our neighborhood tried to give kids apples. Maybe they did it in good faith, but I think he got his house TP'd and egged. It's a bad look. I'm fucking giving out fruit, trying to be that guy. Take an apple, kids. Yeah, I'm going to have an apple weighing down my bag. You're going to put an apple in my candy bag? That's the weight of like 10 Snickers. Okay? I'm trying to pack it in with nerds. I don't need fruit in my bag staining my candy. Are you going to give me a strawberry? What's the weirdest thing you got? I remember someone was giving out pretzels. I'm like, they want loose pretzels too. They were like individually wrapped in saran wrap. I'm like, did you buy a bag of pretzels and then get out of here, dude. Some houses weren't even worth it. Then you had the house that they were lazy. They just put a bowl out front so you didn't ring the doorbell. And they're like, please take one. That never worked. There's always that one fat kid that just poured the whole bowl in his pillowcase. Like, who raised you? But yeah, man, Big Candy is going to have a tough one. They're probably calling Fauci going, open it up. Open it up, Fauci. I need that 13% increase in sales. The new Porsche just came out. Dude, also at the grocery store today, I was looking at the spice wall, like the rack of just how much seasoning there is out there. I was overwhelmed. When you really look at it, you're like, I don't use 90% of this shit. I'm like a salt, pepper, garlic, maybe Italian herb seasoning. You got some paprika, adobo. Shout out to my Hispanic audience. I mess with that too. But yeah, man, it's wild how much stuff there is. And just to think 1,000 years ago, maybe even, less than that, people were getting killed over seasoning. And now you can just walk into a store and pull it off the wall. It's unlimited. How much Himalayan pink salt is there? I don't know. Is it even real? Looks like rock candy. But yeah, dude, I remember in history class, you'd read about someone taking, barrels of salt across a trade route, and then, four Arab dudes would roll up on a camel and just behead you for your spices. I'm like, damn, people are going to war over salt and pepper. I don't, I like salt and pepper, but I don't like it that much. I wouldn't go to war over spice. If someone's like, hey, Sean, we're out of salt and pepper, I go, let's go buy some more. They go, we can't. We have to go conquer a civilization. I go, hey, you know what? This chicken tastes fine without it. Okay? That's my role in this whole thing. What was that conversation even like? Someone just telling you it's time to go take over an entire continent because you don't want your kids and your grandkids to know what unsalted beef tastes like. Oh, if we don't salt this baby spinach, then we're not a civilization. I'd love to be in the room for that. Probably like some guy named like Artonius. He comes in, Artonius, we are out of salt and pepper. And he goes, then I will fetch some maidens into the marketplace to retrieve some more. And he's like, no, brother, the entire land lays barren. He goes, then I'd be like, all right, well then let's make like some kind of salsa, let's make some Frank's Red Hot sauce that we can trade. You expect me to wield my sword, but they did, dude. They were like, we are out in the entire continent. We must invade India and the rest of the East or whatever, And the guy goes, well then let my sword be swung with might. May the gods fight alongside me. You're like, whoa, chill, bro. You're going to war over peppercorns. He probably pulled his sword out. Shing. It did the little glare, the little ping. He probably made sure it was still sharp. People had to train. Like, whoa, what are you guys training your army for? We go, yeah, salt and pepper? They go, the spice? You go, yeah. Well, our potatoes don't taste good without it, so we're about to go lay down 10 billion people in a faraway nation. We're probably never going to come back to this home, but, I want my grandkids to know what salt tastes like. Get the fuck out of here. I'm good, fam. I'm going to stay right here with both my arms. Okay? I don't need to take an arrow. That'd be the worst realization is if you're just like, with an arrow sticking out of your chest, and you just think, damn, I did this all for, onion salt, garlic powder. I took an arrow to the throat for garlic powder. May I swing my sword with glory. I love the way they talked back then. Everything was all intense. Life was cheap, dude. They were quick to go to war. They didn't give a shit. They went to war back then like they knew that they were getting reincarnated somehow. They're like, I'll be back tomorrow. It was like a video game to them. Insanity. Yeah. If you really think about it, like avocados from Mexico are in the grocery store. You can do this with any food. Rice from, Vietnam. It's like we would all have to have our own gardens to be able to like get some of this stuff. Without trade and all that, you wouldn't be able to get those products. Pretty interesting stuff. I don't know if that part's funny, but it's pretty wild to think, man. You'd have to like literally go to Mexico if you wanted some guacamole. But now you can just make it yourself. Anyway, dude, I had a Roach. I had a new place. I had a Roach in my girl's bathroom. We have, it's 2-bedroom, 2-bath. So we kind of, we'll stay in the same room, but we have our own bathroom, and I got the studio in here, so it's cool. We can kind of space it out. But she had a Roach in the bathroom, and this pissed me off because I lived in like the projects in Brooklyn, and we didn't even have roaches. But I go, oh, now that I live by the water, I have a fucking roach in my apartment. So I go, all right, I'm going to capture it, take it outside. I'm on this new spiritual thing where I can't kill a bug, you know? And if you really think about it, this is why. So, you know, God forbid I get reincarnated into an ant. I wouldn't want a human to step on me. You get that? What if that's like your aunt or your uncle or like your grandma coming back to like, they're so happy to see you and then you just step on it. You know, so anyway, I'm like, all right, as much as I don't like roaches, I'm going to put it in a bowl and I'm going to release it outside. All right. And all I hear from her is, kill it, kill it, kill it. And I go, whoa, what happened to the new, we're all one consciousness thing? And she goes, that's a roach. That's different. Kill it now. But I'm still like, hey, because really I don't want to kill a roach. You know why? Because it's one of those bugs that it's so big that it's like, I'd rather just hit it with my car. You know what I mean? Like, when does something become roadkill? You step on a roach and it does that crunch and you're just like, I'm good. I don't need that in my life. So I'm looking for something to kill it with, right? I'm not going to hit it with my shoe. I'm not going to punch it. But what point? I ran over a rattlesnake on my bike as a kid. And even that, like, my front tire lifted off the ground. All right, it was like a speed bump. Okay, I'd rather hit that with my car. It's like, what point? It's even like when there's a rat and someone's like hitting it with a broom. It's like, that's even like, it's barbaric. I'd rather shoot it at that point. Like some animals and like do you guys get what I'm saying? Some things get so big to where you're like, I don't want to physically touch it. I had a pellet gun and I was thinking about it, but I'm like, I want to shoot a hole through my bathtub because there's a roach. That's like some redneck shit. Blow up your whole sink because there's a scorpion in it or something. Anyway, man. One of my friends was trying to get me to buy an Apple Watch, trying to tell me how nice it is. I hate the Apple Watch. Okay? I think a watch should be worn by a man or a woman, plain Jane, basic, hour hand, second hand, minute hand, tells you the time, maybe the date, sleek, professional. Okay? I don't need an Apple Watch. All right? I don't need to read my texts on my wrist. You know how annoying that is, seeing someone talk to their hand, their wrist? I'm like, who do you think you are? Okay, you think you're James Bond? That's the thing with the Apple Watch. Everyone looks like an out-of-shape James Bond. They're like, yeah, I'm at the Chili's. We got the booth in the back. Yeah, I just ordered the fried pickles. You needed an extra ranch? Ugh, classless. Trash. The Apple Watch is disgusting. I don't need to play fucking Candy Crush on my wrist. I need to go, hey, look, I'm either on time or I'm late, and then it's a fashion piece. Okay, the Apple Watch. Is that where we're headed as a society? Where everyone has the new gadgets, but they just get dumber and dumber? Had this happen to me the other night. What is the point of ordering food from an app? Which is amazing, by the way. Amazing. But what's the point of ordering food from an app if when the food gets there, there's no fucking to-go packet for like the fork and the knife and the salt, the pepper, the little napkin, the one stupid napkin they give you? What am I supposed to do now? Eat this salmon and cream spinach with my hands? Okay, you see what I'm saying? If you can't do the whole thing right, don't bring me the fucking salmon. So I look at it, and my friends sit there and laugh at me and go, oh, how are you going to eat the salmon? I don't want everyone to be go-go gadget. This goes back to why we can't have jetpacks. We're not ready for it. We can't live like the Jetsons because no one would take responsibility. You know, people think that they can drive home from the Applebee's after 10 beers and they run into the tree in their front yard. What are they going to do with the jetpack? You think they're going to not get a DUI then? No, they're just going to crash into their tree, the same one they would have hit with their Chevy, but they're going to crash into it higher. Okay? So instead of taking themselves out, they're going to take themselves out and the family of birds that was nesting in their tree. The Apple Watch. Fuck out of here. Well, it tells me how fast I ran. You don't run. I've never seen an athletic person with an Apple Watch. It's always just someone with a body. Okay? It's just gross. What do you need? What do you need it to? It tracks my sleep. Shut the fuck up. Apple. Every time I see someone like trying to read their text, they're squinting. I go, just pick your phone out of your pocket. You know? It's wild, man. Saw an article. Let me see if I can pull it up. It was another Florida man. Classic. It's, Florida man gets 2 years in prison for Shark Tank investment turned fraud. Ex-wine distributor used investor money for his house and security trading accounts. So this guy was selling stocks and bought himself a nice home with the Shark Tank investment money. You know what? Not a bad idea. Get on Shark Tank with a good product, take the money, and go buy a home. All right? I want to see the argument. Let me see. There you go. A former New York wine distributor who hawked a single-serving wine glass. That's classy. Single-serving wine. They kill at the airports. A New York wine distributor who hawked a single-serving wine glass appeared on Shark Tank was sentenced to 2 years in prison Friday for wire fraud. Joey Falcone, 60 years old, previously pleaded guilty to stealing more than $500,000 from investors. The U.S. Attorney's Office for the Eastern District of New York announced. Falcone used the money for a home in Florida, great job, where he now lives, and to fund his online securities trading account. So this guy got himself a nice home and some money for his Robinhood account so he can day trade. Falcone formerly operated for the Long Island Wine and Liquor Distributors. Okay, so this is good. Classic Long Island move. Take, rob, and steal all the money you can from Wall Street or anywhere else up north, and then run down to Florida and buy yourself a mansion. That's the Florida story. You know? People that are down here are either, you know, ex-business people, rednecks, retired folk, or con artists. So, here we go. Mr. Falcone. A single glass serving of wine featured on the TV show Shark Tank as a potential product. So it wasn't even like a legit, it was a potential product. Falcone's victims were reeled in by the Shark Tank pitch. But with today's sentence, the defendant is now squarely on the hook for his crimes. Acting U.S. Attorney Seth Derterman, said that in a written statement. It wasn't clear which single-serving wine product Falcone reported, let me see, that's an advertisement. I'm extremely sorry, said Falcone. It haunts me every day. Before his sentence, Falcone has faced as much as 20 years in prison. In addition, his 2-year sentence, a judge ordered him to pay $1.8 million in restitution. Damn. My guy put $872,000 on a house. That's nice. Wow. That's the thing, man. That's what Florida's great for, you know. If you just want a new identity, you know, go buy a house cash and just kind of disappear, you can do that down here. Unbelievable, man. I always wish I got involved in a good scam. I've gotten offered. People want to say like you take credit cards off the internet, buy iPads, and I'm like, yeah, it's just I'm kidding, but at the same time, it's like, where can you make a lot of money very fast? Crime. That's the answer. That's really what it is. What else, man? How you guys doing, dude? I want people to leave a message or a review if I should do, phone calls. Got a lot of things going on. The riots are still going on in Oregon. That's pretty crazy. If you go on YouTube, you can actually watch the riots live. People are streaming them. They were interviewing one guy, and he was saying he was just going wild. He was like, going off on white supremacy or whatever, and he was saying the paper towels were white. And I'm like, what? Like, yeah. It's like, what you want? You want black paper towels? I don't. Just because I want to see, did I pick up all the stain? It's so crazy. He was saying the Band-Aids, they only make Band-Aids for white people. And at first I was like, yeah, it is interesting that they kind of just have like this, I don't even want to say a Caucasian Band-Aid, because, the Band-Aid isn't even for white people. The white people Band-Aid they have, it doesn't match anyone's skin tone. Doesn't match mine, that's for damn sure. Every time I've put on a Band-Aid, someone went, what happened to your knee? And I go, oh, fuck. Well, now I got to tell them. Because you know why? The Band-Aid doesn't blend in. If I put a Band-Aid on and it just was like perfect color match, then I would be like, all right, does everyone need their own Band-Aid? Is that going to be the new thing where you go down to Staples and they take a sample of your skin tone and they color match it and they print you out custom Band-Aids? Is that where we're headed? That would cause a huge issue too, because it would be, I would buy the Asian Band-Aids and they'd be like, this fucking white guy is buying all the Asian Band-Aids. Yeah, but the white Band-Aid is not even for white people. What we need to do, you want to find the white man, whoever the Band-Aid matches, that weird pinkish beige. It's like a weird, like almost like not a purple color. If you really look at a Band-Aid, dude, it does not match any white person. That's who the problem is. Find the guy that the white Band-Aid actually blends in on, and that's Whitey. We'll go after that guy. Okay? Like a Puerto Rican Band-Aid. They're going to have all different skin tones. Unbelievable, dude. Just so weird, man. It's like, there's so many other issues. It's like, we'll go back to the Band-Aids and fix it. I would like that, dude. If everyone had their custom Band-Aids. Just too much money, Because then the black Band-Aid is going to be considered racist, because it would be like, oh, this Band-Aid is too dark. What a mess, dude. What a fucking mess we're in. What are you going to do? I'm just hanging out, taking care of what you got to take care of, and the rest is the rest. It's all good, dude. I just want to know when everything changed. When did we go from, like we were talking about earlier, like medieval times to now? When did we go from, Dungeons and Dragons, kings and queens, to just, now there's a fucking Starbucks everywhere. Like, did they ever knock, like, hey, yo, wrap up the Dungeons and Dragons shit. We got to put an auto zone here, dude. When did it just make the switch? People were just like, hey, we're done. We're done having peasants and using gold coins for things. Just how stuff changed over time. It's so interesting. Now where we're headed. I think we're going backwards. They have like the pyramids and like, ancient technology. And now we're all just kind of tweeting at each other. Insane. CVS is an absolute nightmare right now. I don't know why. Every time I'm in a hurry, I end up at a CVS. I don't know what it is, but I was trying to catch my flight the other day, and I ran into a CVS, and there was this lady in front of me using, no joke, at least 15 coupons. And it was at the point where I'm like, they weren't scanning, and I was like, lady, like, if you need the extra 50 cents, let me know. Like, I was about to just pay for her stuff because she was like, beep, oh, sorry, this coupon's not working. And she's like, well, I need to save $1 off that Campbell's. That soup can is $1 off. I need that $1 off. And I'm like, oh my God, how do I always get stuck behind the coupon lady? This episode was already recorded. My camera just decided to change. I was having so many camera issues, with the iPhone. So I went ahead and got the GoPro. And then even the GoPro was like, yeah, I'm going to head out and just cut off. So this is technically episode 15 or episode 14 2.0. So now I'm just rambling because I am actually furious that I had to redo it. But, I don't know. I'm trying actually not to complain, but there's just so much, if you leave your house, this is the thing. I feel like if you ever leave your house, you have the right to complain just because of the day-to-day horse shit that you're going to walk into, even if you're trying to avoid it. Like today I was just, hey, after church, I'm going to go to Target, right? I'm almost at Target and a motorcycle has to get in front of me. One of those where they just fucking rev them 100 times at the red light. He's revving the motorcycle like 600 times. The light turns green and he's still checking, the tailpipe or something. So then I honk at him and then he's flipped off, pissing me off. And I'm like, dude, I don't need, I didn't ask you to get in front of me, bro. Yeah. I feel like even if things were perfect, I'd probably still find something to complain about, And that's just the environment that, I grew up around a lot of negative people. So, but they weren't even negative, they were just done with the bullshit. You ever meet someone who's just like, you're like, oh, they're always angry, but it's like, no, they're just done. Some people are just done. I feel like if we had, because a lot of it's just, I like to get places. People like, I just like to get to my destination without any blockage or hesitation. And being in these cities like New York and LA, there's a lot of waiting and it's a lot of hassle to get to A to B. So when I'm in Florida, I just expect to beeline. I wish I could teleport. Even once they leave that for the general public, people will complain. People will still be late. If I could teleport, I'd probably still be late to work. Yeah. You show up 3 seconds late. They're like, oh, you're 3 seconds late. I go, yeah, I got caught in the fucking wormhole. Yeah, you'd be making something up. Yeah. This one sucks. It took me 4 seconds to get to Switzerland. A lot of traffic in that wormhole. But at least you're not raffling off paintings. I was at a restaurant the other day. This guy said, for every drink you buy, you can get a ticket for this raffle to win a painting. And I was like, well, what's the painting? And he goes, it's right over there. And it looked like someone had fucked up the painting that was underneath it. It was like a park scene, like a bench and some trees. But then he hit it with this Statue of Liberty green, just kind of this, not turquoise, not teal. It was this bluish gray, and he just splattered over it. And I'm like, it's fucking ruined. I don't want to. And of course, I was with my my girlfriend and her family. And of course, no one's vibing with me when I say, everyone agrees that this painting's ugly, right? And I go, hey, what if we won and we just threw it in the trash can right in front of everybody? I go, what if they were like, and ticket number 572, come get the painting. And you hold it up and everyone's clapping and then you just shove it in the trash can. And they were like, that's mean. And I go, yeah, that's why it's funny. I go, I'm not going to do it. But I go, just hypothetically. It's a funny thought. Or if you just lit it on fire, because it was that ugly where it was like you wouldn't want to put it on. Like there was a reason why it was getting raffled off. Damn, it should have been free. The guy should have been like, hey, does anyone want this? He kept saying, hey, he goes, oh, one more drink and you'll have 3 tickets. I go, I don't want your painting, guy. I don't. Okay, if that's the thing, it's like I appreciate art, all forms. But when it's shit, when it's something that you can give a newborn a paintbrush and they can make it just by rolling around in some paint, and they go, oh, what's that painting of? And you go, oh, I just, a newborn baby rolled around in some paint. It would have probably looked nicer than this. Okay? It was terrifying. I think that'll do it for episode 14. I am going to get off before it's just a bunch of more bullshit. But Sean Madden Comedy on Instagram, videos on YouTube. We'll have another bonus episode this week. Damn it, I wish the first audio segment didn't cut off, but we got it done in this one. Nice little 30 minutes plus. We will see you guys next time. Thanks for listening. And leave a comment or a message if you think I should start taking phone calls, because I think that'd be something cool, add something to the show. And we'll see you next time.